bad kitty. Where are you? All right, here we are. There we are. Okay. Holy cow. A lot going on this week. That background noise is my heater. If it gets warm enough in here, I might turn it off, but I wouldn't count on it. All right. Oh, wow. We're already through a month. And speaking of being through a month, we got the rest of this month left to enter to win the Trumpeter SA2 guideline with launcher, 1/35th scale. Free, shipped to you at no cost to you. Well, there is a cost. You have to send a photo of a recently completed build of yours, of your own, that you send it to ShutterAce at ShutterAce.com, and that will get you an entry into the raffle. One entry per person, one picture per person, please. And yeah, that's it. Oh, we will use your photo in the video next month at the beginning of March when we announce the winner. So be aware of that. Your photo will be made public. Is that it? That's it for this. Trumpeter SA2 guideline is pretty nice. I keep it, but I have the one with the transporter too that I got after I got this. And so I'm not going to build two. And I want to build that truck. The truck looks pretty cool. So anyway, there is that. Oh, what's next? You may have noticed I did a wrap-up thing for the Stuka. That's going to be the norm now. We'll do the live show and do what we're doing here. And we'll do the builds and stuff the other way. The other way? Is that another way? Anyway. What in the heck is he talking about? I don't know. I'm kind of half tired right now, so I'm not sure what I'm doing. Yeah, okay. So this week's book is kind of interesting. I haven't read it lately. There's Jeff. Jeff is here. So here's the book, and this is it's called On the Western Front: Soldier Stories from France and Flanders, 1914 to 1918, by John Laffin. I don't know where I got this. I got it at a used bookstore somewhere, and it was, somebody had creased a bunch of the pages, but first published 1985, this edition published 1997. Budding Books, Gloucester, England. Sorry, my English friends. I can't say that there's too many ch-ch-ch's in there. To the memory of the 947,000 British and Empire soldiers who died during World War I. You know, we just went through, well, not just, been a year ago now, a year and a half ago now, the anniversary of the end of World War I, the 100-year anniversary, the centennial. And I guess, in American eyes, the American Civil War was an absolute horrible atrocity. And I think that, well, I would hope so. as an American, you would see that as an atrocity. It was. Um, it was what it was. It wasn't good. My great. Yeah, my great great grandfather fought in the Army of Virginia, but anyway, it was this big horrible thing. Well, and then we come to World War One, which was just a massive scale. I mean, it was just as bad, if not worse, and on a completely massive scale. This is at the time frame when we were getting really, really good at killing masses of people all at one time. And not that that's anything to be proud of, but that's just where we were. Yeah, World War One is where we started perfecting the ways of killing each other. Yeah, pretty much. Where warfare entered the industrial age. So, I read this a couple of years ago, and really what it is it's stories from the actual troops, and machine gun, tanks, airplanes. Yeah. Well, I mean, you could make the argument that the machine gun, at least in the form of the Gatling gun, had been around since the 1860s or something. But yeah, no, you're right. So this goes through different this camera, different areas of the front. And it's letters. It's basically letters home. And it's really interesting. What I found was interesting was how the attitude changed from the beginning, 1914 or whatever things start here, to when you get to 1918. And it's interesting to me that it's been a couple years since I read it, but from what my impression is still in my head from reading it was it went through everything was fine. There were kids going off on an adventure, and everybody's it's this grand adventure thing, and then it seems like about 1917 hits and it just goes crash dives, the attitudes and stuff. So this kind of goes along with a couple of things that are going on now. This this Peter Jackson thing that he did, that they released last year, whatever. This is, you can get this at Walmart. I saw it, and I took the whole family to see it in the theater when it was in the theater, when they had that special showing, like Christmas before last or whatever. And it falls in right along with this. I mean, they're very, very closely related. And, I don't want to say shocking. I guess it could be. It could be shocking. I mean, yeah, I guess it is shocking. I mean, it's shocking to somebody who's lived a sheltered 20th century life or 21st century life, that hasn't been exposed to much horror. It could be pretty shocking, I guess, but it's very, very enlightening. The movie. I'm talking about the movie now. But the book was, kind of the prelude to that, because that was my thing while watching the movie. Was like, wow, this is kind of like that book that I read, and yeah. Horrible stuff, but yeah, lest we forget, right? So let's talk about what I've been working on. A couple things. Let's see. How about the first one? The first one is in this shoebox here. Let me swap. We don't need me down there. Is that too close? That might be too close. We'll try it. Okay, so I started this on, I think, Friday. And what this is, so this is my current monogram build. Again, we'll talk about these during the live streams, but I'm not gonna do the whole workup thing. It'll be a video when it's all said and done. But so this is, whoops, I probably didn't want to do that. So I've just got the, whoa, smells like Alclad in here. Woo! That's what happens when you spray it with Alclad and then just throw it in the box. So yeah, so here we go. So right now, all I have done so far is this. And so this is let me flip back here. This is this kit. Monogram Tiger Meat Edition. They did a couple of different Tiger Meat ones. This is Italian, I think. Anyway, and it's pretty cool. But I've always wanted to do one of these. And I've always wanted to do the one with the blue bottom. So this is, as far as I can tell, it's a standard G model, and they just put a blister over the gun port. I mean, there's already a blister there for the barrels, but they just sealed it off in the front there. Other than that, it's a standard 104. Now there's two ejection seats in here. I'm not sure. Let me go back here. I'm not sure why there's two ejection seats. Nah, that's too wide. Okay, but they're different makes. This isn't the greatest cockpit in the world, but it'll do. It'll do, donkey. It'll do. I'm pretty sure I need this one for the NASA bird because it looks like they have the cushions and these extra cushions and stuff. So, but I painted them both up because I wasn't sure yet. And there's not a whole lot to this thing. I don't expect it to take long. I'm going to have to source the decals. I don't have them. And I'm probably going to end up mixing paint and stuff. But, you know, this is, again, typical monogram, raised detail. And I've said this before, and I will say it again. This is on par with Hasegawa from the same time frame. It really and truly is. And you know, it's, say what you want, but it really is. Yeah, there's the intakes. This is the back part here. There's this equipment bay at the rear of the cockpit, and so this is separate from the canopy. You can flip it up, which reminds me, you know, something interesting about the F-104 is you enter the cockpit from the starboard side and not the port side like most aircraft, which I think is interesting. It's like, why did they do that? I'm sure there's a reason that they did that. Oh, I did put that in here. Okay, I put the intakes in here. So I haven't gotten real far on it because I've been working on something else instead. But yeah, this will be pretty cool. And this is just this is going to be pretty basic. It's interesting how they broke this thing down, upper and lower, which is fine. But then here's the the rear, and I guess they had to do that so that they could get some engine detail in here, I guess, which is really kind of basic funky stuff, but it'll work, right? Good enough. When good enough is good enough. Very those old like 80s instruction sheets that just sucked, and this is like horrible paper. And I mean, you know, this is when things started getting dumb, when they just started giving us numbers and arrows and all of that stuff. But it'll be good. It'll be good. It's going to get my standard dry brushed cockpit treatment. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it. But there's that, so I don't know how long that's going to take us, but look for that on the video, the upcoming videos. I think the way I'm doing it now is going to work, because it gives me a chance to really work on the stuff and just work and not really. I just turn the camera on and do what I'm doing. Well, I try to remember to turn the camera on and do what I'm doing, and then go back and edit it through later. Here's the other thing I'm working on. Started working on this yesterday. Yeah, gee, how do you get so far in one day? It's Tamiya. That's all I need to say. It's Tamiya. Tamiya. Hosh and Shots Incorporated, or whatever the heck that is. Never mind. Okay, so I'm building the Tamiya FW190 F8. Jeff Steffen, who is on here right now, just happens to be building the FW190 A8 at the same time. And we're both at about the same place. So I've got pictures of this, and there's going to be a video of this too. This is your typical the FW190 and the P47 gotta have, and probably the P51 Razorback. The cockpits are horrible to see in. I mean, you can't see anything. And in the case of the Germans, the fact that they use a dark gray, it's like, forget it. But I got some stills of this when I do the video on it, of the cockpit. It's pretty basic. I actually painted it by brush, and that's actually in the video. But so what I did there, or how I did it is, what am I trying to say? Brush painting is not hard if you're brush painting over a primer. If you are not brush painting over a primer, it's a nightmare. A primer gives your brush painting paint something to stick to. I don't know, what are these? What are these? Ministry of Small Aircraft Production. Holy cow. Oh. FW190A5. I don't know. I bought this as a bagged kit, so off of a former club member, or an old club member, not former. What are these? Tamiya F8. Okay, well, if that's Tamiya F8, then what are these? Tamiya. Are these all for the same? Oh, I guess this is all for the same. 61039. Yeah. Huh, okay. A sheet and a supplemental sheet. Red 2. I don't know. I'm thinking I'm going to do something that was around during the Battle of Kursk. But that means I have to paint yellow ID bands, and I hate doing those. The yellow ID stuff, it sucks. Yellow, and maybe it's just me, but yellow builds up. Whether you, it's just because it's so, excuse me, transparent, I guess. It builds up, and you get a ridge, and it stinks. So I don't know. I might try something else, or find a different paint scheme or something else. So there is that, and this is you know, Tamiya is Tamiya, and this is not a whole lot of time. It's really not. It looks like it is, but it's not. And this is, you know, it's why they have the rep they have. I mean, they make good kits. No doubt about it. Okay. Oh, one more. You might have saw this on the Facebook page. So believe it or not, I bought this for $1. I'd buy that for $1. And in this condition, I haven't done anything to it. So our club used to have an auction every year, and some years there was a lot of stuff to auction and not a lot of people buying. So I bought the, like I said, I bought this for $1, and it is a Nakajima Gecko Night Fighter that we're using as the B-29s, and it's kind of like the German Uhu and the German Mosquito, in that it had the cannons firing up through the fuselage at an angle and whatnot. But this thing is, this fuselage is not glued, it's just taped together. But this thing is pretty well built here. And I felt like something fell. Anyway, it's still, there's a lot to do in here. There's PE in here, there's masks in here, there's all kinds of stuff. And what I was going to say is, you know, things like this are great to pick up for you to, if you need, like I got a bunch of Japanese subjects that I want to build. I don't have a whole lot of interest in this subject in particular, but this is a really good chance for me to do some painting, try some color mixes, get a little bit of PE refresher stuff in my system before I go back to the B-29. So you can't put this in a contest. I can't enter this in a contest because it's not 100% my work, obviously. So you can't do that with it, but it's certainly worth buying for $1, and it's going to be a great model when it's done. The club member who had it was an excellent modeler, and he had really moved into 32nd scale, like a lot of guys. So, you know, he was it was just in his way as far as he was concerned, I guess. Okay, so let's look at some. Let's where do I start? We're going to do something a little different this week. And if this is really boring for you, I'm sorry, but it probably won't be, because if you're around my age or older, or maybe a little younger, you probably have some pretty vivid memories of model trains. And So a couple, I don't know, maybe a couple years ago, um, one of my daughter's friends' parents, one of my daughter's friends' grandfather died. And he was a train guy, I guess. And so they wanted to set some train thing up at his funeral or his wake or whatever. And I don't really remember the whole situation. And they knew that I had stuff. And I had a pretty decent HO layout when I lived in Arizona. But pretty much everything I had here was in a box. I had a 4x4 board that I set up under the Christmas tree. Anyway, long story short, they knew I had some stuff. They asked if they could borrow some, so they could set up a little thing at his funeral or whatever. Yeah, sure, no problem. So a little small oval track and a power setup is all they had. That's all they needed. And sure, no problem. Well, about a week and a half ago, the lady gets a hold of my wife. They're all friends. So she gets a hold of my wife and says, "Hey, I still have Jim's stuff. I'm sorry, I know it's been a really long time, and I actually have some stuff on my dad's. If he'd be interested, I'd like to give it to him. A box of stuff from my dad or whatever." Okay. So, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that'd be great." I mean, I obviously wasn't worried about the stuff. I wasn't knocking on anybody's door. But so anyway, what I thought was going to be a box of stuff ended up being 6 boxes of stuff. And I just got it, I think on Friday. And I haven't opened them, so we're going to open them here right now. And maybe not all of them. I'm sure some of them are just like buildings and stuff. I don't know. We'll see. We'll start out and we'll see what happens. All right, is that fair? I need to do something here. There we go. All right. So I'm going to start with box 1. This is kind of like Christmas. Oh, this one's heavy. It says, "No weight on top, engines and box cars." Okay. Like I said, I have no idea what's in here. None. Okay. What do we got here? A bunch of model power cars still in the boxes. Holy cow. Here's a really nice 280. I don't know what this is, but it's heavy. IHC, was it that old train company? Wow. Oh, the thing has got to weigh 3 pounds. Union Pacific 1480. Oh, here's a 44. Is this a 44? I'm rusty. I don't remember what anything is. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, so there's a whole bunch of cool stuff in here. This is a Walther's kit. There's a few here wrapped up, so looks like he was a B&O guy. trying to be careful here. I'm not going to pull everything out of the boxes. Ooh. An old Atlas GP7. This is all pre-DCC days. Main Central. Wow, that's a nice locomotive. What do we got here? F7A with decoder. Oh, seriously? Hang on. An Athearn F7A with decoder? Burlington Northern. Old Athearn. You know Athearn. If you were in HO back in the day, you know Athearn. Don't tell me you don't. I know you do. There's another F7A. Wow. MRC decoder equipped. MRC item AD202. If I find a DCC setup in these boxes, I'm going to be really happy. Holy crap. I had DCC back in the day, but certificate of authenticity, so that goes with this. Mantua collectors. Okay, well, I can't wait to see that. What's in here? And there's some model power cars and stuff in here, and you know, those are fine. You weight them and whatnot, and they'll be cool. They'll be cool. He sees DCC and freaks. Yeah. Sorry, wasn't that obvious? Holy cow! DCC is incredible. When DCC first came out, it was just like, wow, you can make your train do stuff that real trains actually do. It's like, all right, calm down, quit nerding out. Okay, let's see, what is this one? Broken Catcher detached Baltimore, Ohio coal-powered all-green engine. Okay. Are these? These aren't brass. Is this brass? No. No, what is it? Holy cow. Wow, this thing's got to weigh 4 pounds. The front, okay, that one needs some repair. That's easy. Not a problem, we can fix that. I'm not going to go any further into that one. Okay. Ugh. Oh my gosh. I'm already kind of overwhelmed. You know, I'm kind of a little old-fashioned. I kind of take gifts pretty seriously. So this is pretty freaking cool. Denver and Rio Grande Western, wood-powered, yellow, black, silver. Okay. Oh, yeah. This is the old, gonna be the old Tyco unit, isn't it? Doesn't say. Alright, there we go. Oh, that might be like a life light. That might be a life light. I'm gonna have to do some little bit of repair here and there, but all right. Union Pacific 1480. Oh, yeah. It's a nice 42005. He's got the, you know, the regular couplers. So they haven't been changed over to KDs or anything. Is this a Thurn? It looks like it's a Thurn. Cool. This is like Christmas, but better. Okay, and we saw this main and central 280. This is IHC from Slovenia. This is here, let me change this here. You guys probably haven't been able to see any of this, huh? Sorry. So yeah, this is pretty nice. I'm not super familiar with IHC, so I'll have to check into that. And let me put this here. And hook it. I mean, it's got, must have a power tender or something, because it's got pickups on the tender. Okay. Now here we go. Baltimore, Ohio, coal-powered, green and gray has certificate of authenticity. The certificate of authenticity is here in the box. It's from Mantua. It's a Mantua certificate of authenticity. Holy cow, look at that. Pretty fancy. Oh, the bell's right here. It's off, but it's right here. That's okay. I'm not gonna pick it up. Very cool, very cool. I think it weighs a ton. Holy cow. Alright. Like a big burrito. President Washington. Whatever that means. I don't know. I'm not a B&O guy, so I'll have to figure out what all that means. What the story is there. B&O there. There. We'll put it up there like that. Put this down here. Okay. So there's box number 1. Wow. Well, that was pretty cool. I told him when they dropped this off, I'm like, yeah, this is really kind of cool, because when my dad's last few years, I had a lot of HO stuff. I had some pretty expensive stuff. I mean, not hugely expensive, but I had some decent money spent on stuff, and my dad wasn't able to do much. He lived by himself and whatnot, so I ended up giving him all of my stuff so that he had something to do in his spare bedroom that he had in his house, and which was good. He really enjoyed it. I never got any of it back, and my fault, you know, mainly, not his fault in the least. But oh, that's a box full of cars. Wow. At least 2 layers of cars. And these are passenger cars. Union Pacific passenger cars. There's some ore cars. Wow, okay. Cool. They probably all got plastic wheels on them, but that's okay. We don't care. Very cool. You probably didn't see any of that. It's not much to see, but just a box of different rail cars and stuff. Awesome. Very nice. Very nice. Let's see here. Box number 3. Come on. There we go. Somebody really got that tape tight. I actually have I have a box full of my Lionel stuff under the bench here. We had LGB stuff at one time. My youngest son has a bunch of N-scale stuff that I bought him that we've never done anything with. There's some wrapped up cars. Burlington Northern cabooses, but there's some, what is this? Regular B&O caboose. Oh wow, there's all kinds of lots of B&O. Somebody was definitely into B&O. And there's a bunch of old Atlas cabooses. $12.25. Yeah, not nowadays. Wow, this is pretty awesome. New York Central Mint Green or low profile caboose. There's a tank car. A bunch of different cars. Mall Power and Walther's cars. Very awesome. Very awesome. Okay. I'll put these back. So anyway, the Lionel thing. So my son, when we were moving my son out of his dorm, I don't know if you've ever been through that whole scenario. It's a mess. So what happened was, so he was up on like the 3rd floor. Well, what they do is anything that you don't want, they just pile it up downstairs in the common area. And there's everything down there, vacuum cleaners and clothes and dressers, all kinds of stuff that people just throw down there, and it's basically a free-for-all. And then at the end of the day or whatever, it all goes to the dumpster. So my son goes down to see if there was a vacuum. Well, we had seen a vacuum cleaner in the pile, and we needed to vacuum his dorm room out. So, and rather than wait for the common one that I'm like, go get that one downstairs. We'll just use it. Well, he comes back up with a big old plastic tote. And I'm like, this is not my favorite thing, is when somebody shows up with something else that we don't really need. I'm kind of like, because my wife's kind of a background. Anyway. So he shows up with this thing, and I'm like, oh, look what I found. And I'm like, I don't even want to know. He's like, oh no, you're going to like this. And he sets this thing down, and I can see through the side because it's clear that there's Lionel track in there. I'm like, what the heck did you find? And he takes the top off, and it's a whole entire thing of Lionel track and cars and everything, switches, power, the whole 9 yards. And I'm like, where did you get this? And he's like, it's down there in the junk pile. I'm like, he's like, you want it? I'm like, yeah, I want it. And only thing I could think of after that was like, man, some of these parents are going to be pissed when they get home. But, oh well. Track cleaner, bridges, trucks, train stuff, accessories. Okay, what's in here? Oh wow. All kinds of stuff. Ooh, bridges. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff in here. So there's this pack here that's got all kinds of interesting things. And then this all appears to be just track and stuff like that. See if I can tilt it up. How's that? Yeah, track and bridges and things like that. So that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. I don't want to really dig around in here too far, but this appears to all be track. Wow, they really organized this too. That was nice of them. Okay. Two more. Box number 5. Okay, I don't know. This says trees, signs, buildings, water tank, blah blah blah, propane tanks, bulbs, wire, displays. Okay. Sorry, man. I'm just a big kid. What can I say? All right. Oh wow. Holy cow. Holy cow. Okay. This guy wasn't messing around. Look at all this stuff. I'm not going to dig very far, but this box is 12 inches deep. These are just for to display a locomotive on. So these are kind of cool. I don't know if there's tops. There might be tops for them in here. I don't know. But wow, I got a whole setup here. Okay, let's see. Alright, I got one more. You guys are probably bored out of your mind, huh? Okay. Wow, that's kind of freaky. Wah, 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 wah. Okay. Ugh, this one's heavy. Controllers, how-to books, some instruction sheets. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? MRC command and a whole bunch of power packs. This is proportional, right? I don't remember. I think this is proportional. Holy cow. Are there 2 of these in here? Type 2. Real. Huh. Okay. I'm Yeah. Holy crap. DCC. And here's all of his stuff. I'm gonna have to find out what the connection is for the Baltimore and Ohio thing. Holy crap, I'm a little overwhelmed right now. Actually, more than a little. You know, this is old stuff. Okay, don't get me wrong. It's not like state of the art, but in its day, it was state of the art, and it's still perfectly usable. And wow. Okay, well that was fun. I'm kind of blown away right now. Because that's a lot of stuff. I'm kind of at a loss for words right now. Actually, you guys want to see the Lionel stuff? If I can... Yeah, we'll save that for another time, the Lionel stuff. But, yeah, I guess that's it for now. I gotta find me some NASA decals. Actually, I don't need to find me no NASA decals. I need to find a job first. Then I'll find some NASA decals. I'm just waiting for my background check to get back for the post office. It's been a week. They say it takes 5 to 7 days. And I fill the paperwork, get stuff out. The last bit of stuff I filled out last weekend. So I'm hoping to hear something in the next few days. I mean, if they find something, I'm going to be kind of shocked because I can't imagine what it would be. No comments, Jeff. You can't prove anything. No, yeah, I'd be pretty shocked if they came back and said, "Oh, we found this or whatever on you." And you're like, "What in the world are you talking about? I have no idea. I don't know what you're talking about." But so there you have it for this week. I'm planning on having, well, this FW190 will be done pretty quick. The thing that's going to take the longest is for me to dig up the paint and decide on what exactly I'm going to do. Yeah, I always wanted, when I first got it, my intention was to do a red 10, the one with the 7980, the one that was based in Italy, and the whole squadron. They'd oversprayed the planes with 79 with 80 blotches, with blotches of 80 all over it. And I don't know, I guess I kind of don't want to do that now. Do something else. Although, I mean, I have the paint and stuff for that because I bought it all because I intended on doing it. So maybe I could do that and then do another different FW190 or something later. I don't know. What do I have left that's German? I have a J87R, and I have ME262 and a DU335 that are both Tamiya, and I have the 124 scale Airfix JU87B. And that sounds like a monstrosity, but it's really not that bad. I mean, you go crazy super detailing it, but it's not that bad. You know, you're going to display the engine. all that kind of stuff. Is that it? Is that all I have left in the German corner? Other than some World War I stuff, I think it is, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, that's it for this week. As usual, take care of the people you love, and we will see you next time.